What's up, Bot Muncher Nation? Hbomberguy recently made a video covering like a bunch of plagiarism cases on YouTube. Overall, I think the video is pretty good. I think it's gonna age really well, regardless of whether the creators it covers are still making content in like 5 years or not. The points on like how to pick out plagiarism, see what is plagiarism, and like telltale signs that someone is plagiarizing, I think are very timeless and very good. I wanted to apply one of the arguments that was made in the video to game design.
Famous big boy YouTuber Ludwig has a thing he calls the yoink and twist, where he gets ideas from existing videos and openly broadcasts he's doing his own spin on it. In his video about that one guy copying the capsule hotel video, he happily says where he got the stuff he drew on for his own work.
This is me trying silly chess ideas, and look at all the tweets beside me with your ideas suck. Genius thumbnail. I got it from Fundy. I got it from Fundy. I made your dumb ideas in Minecraft, and then he has a bunch of tweets next to him.
It's hard for anyone to feel ripped off when he's open about where he got the ideas.
The idea of taking something and then adding a twist is very, very easy to apply to game design. What if you took the movement and the enemy designs from an arena shooter, but instead of guns, you had a boomerang? Then you would have Boomerang X. What if you took the tactical gameplay of Counter-Strike and combined it with the dredges of society? Then you would have Valorant. If you're massively inspired by another game and you don't have a twist, then why would people play your PSX anime battle royale game over just like normal Fortnite? It's hard to say if it's plagiarism or not, as long as you're not like directly stealing assets, but regardless, I don't think the market supports those sort of boring, this is a game that already exists, but worse. Keeping all of that in mind though, like the Ludwig and Hbomberguy clip, watch this this clip from Sam Hyde, who describes that same idea of like taking something and adding a twist, but in a more negative way.
Like you're supposed to do small games and like iterate and like get one novel game mechanic, but there's a million. It's like a humble bundle. There's a million games where it's like, oh, in this one you can smash through walls going down instead of sideways. It's a downward platformer, or it's a whatever. They're just variations on these stupid little, like they might as well be flash games. They might as well be browser games. I would say personally, unless you have a surefire moneymaker, and maybe you do. Maybe you have an idea that would sell 200,000 copies to people for $2.99 or as part of a bundle or whatever. In which case, do it, get the money, and then move on. But if that's not the case, then be passionate about something. Like be so passionate that you would spend 10 years of your life chasing after it like aggressively in a careful, like measured way that's sustainable to get your vision done.
I empathize with some of the points being made here. My favorite game of all time is probably Kenshi, and Sam talking about spending a decade making something you're passionate about that's wholly unique perfectly describes the development of that game. There's really nothing quite like it, and nobody could make a game like Kenshi without spending a sizable portion of their lives working on it. The way he characterizes shorter games, though, is something I disagree with, at least partially. Saying that if you have an idea for one that'll be very profitable, that you should just make it and move on, I think implies a disposability to them that doesn't give the complete picture. This is Kero Blaster. I, of course, discovered it from the Matthew Matosis video. If I were making a video about action platformers, I would probably use like the Mega Man franchise as an example. If I wanted to talk about like the sort of renaissance indie gaming had with NES inspired graphics, I'd probably talk about Shovel Knight. That's all to say, I don't think this game is revolutionary. It's got solid gameplay and bosses, it does well teaching the player the mechanics, and it's got a cute art style. That's only part of the reason though that I think it's worthwhile. Playing it feels like you get to know the person who made it. If another game gave you a shield that blocks one hit, they might just like draw a bubble or do like an armor icon or something around the player and then call it good. In Kero Blaster, he gets a cute little winter coat that he loses after getting hit. You don't want to see him in the cold. He's gonna be sad if you make him cold. Don't make him sad. It's small things like that though, where it sort of makes the experience greater than the sum of its parts. It's the soul Kero Blaster has that comes from the developer having a genuine passion for what they're creating, and then putting like bits of themselves into the project, I think makes it worthwhile in a way that is not immediately obvious. It's hard for me to prove there's like a lot of soul when you play Kero Blaster without you actually playing Kero Blaster. So let's look at another artistic medium. Everyone has some artist or music trend that feels absolutely vapid to them.
I just don't feel like I'm hearing the voice of a human being after a while. It just gets really, really numbing to the mind.
In contrast, though, you can listen to a song you love hundreds of times and connect with it on a deeper level over and over. Maybe it like reminds you of a place you were in life when you first heard it, or the lyrics describe like a similar experience to one that you went through. Regardless, if the artist who made it didn't put themselves into it, there would be nothing for you to get out of it, whether or not they spent a decade making it. No matter what the artistic medium is that you're working in, just make sure that when you look back at it, you can see yourself. That's all for this video. Make sure you subscribe to Bump Muncher Nation. Like and subscribe. I love you.